Hi, Tin. Okay, I'm gonna do your soul rebirth journey now. You've shared quite a lot of different things with me, some of your spiritual goals and pursuits, which are really exciting, really beautiful. You've also have some challenges with your sort of family balance, which has been hard for you. And then you also gave me a list of other things that you wanted me to, take a look at, see what we can accomplish here in this journey healing. My spirit guides will take me where we need to go. And I think they always like to focus on, we'll just see what happens, okay? But we'll pile all this stuff together and we'll merge it into one, and then we'll just tackle it that way. So some other issues you shared too: fatigue, waking up tired, memory loss, spaciness, feeling on the limit, lack of grounding, chronic or recent pain in pelvis, hips, lower back or neck, low life force, fatigue, depression, alienation, sudden emotional outbursts, blocks in sexual or creative flows, inability to bring spirit into body below the rib cage, lack of centering and grounding, difficulty unifying the lower and upper chakras. I really like that you listed all of that out, because a lot of us can take some of those things and say that, yes, we too have experienced this as well. And so when the energy is not flowing in a good cycle, it starts getting jammy in places, and then it just gets discombobulated and and not quite in the oneness. So I want to just jump into this and just get started, okay? So I'm just going to relax, and then I'll just start telling you the first picture that come. So I'm actually inspired to enter your space as though I'm seeing you sitting in a living room. But you look like your eyes are sort of down and in a thought-provoked way, kind of a hand like this. You look tired, you look like you're in your thoughts. But there's not really enough saying to me that this is you being sad or you being just tired, or it's just the way you're looking, the way you're sort of motivated to think. You look like you're drifting off to sleep right now. At first you were really thinking about something, but now you're drifting off into sleep. It's dark here. I'm approaching you very quietly and very softly. I'm inspired to sit down next to you. I hear a strange creaking sound when I sit down on this couch. You're asleep. In your sleep state, there's a bubble here, and you're as if you're a gray person swimming underwater. And it keeps sort of flipping between a baby swimming underwater, sort of like that Nirvana sort of CD. So the baby is in like a blue water, or there's a man who's sort of gray and swimming in water that looks gray as well. So, and you're dreaming, and it's sort of flipping between a happy child or a man who's sort of in a gray experience. There's something about a red fingernail. There's something about tapping it on a desktop. There's two images that are playing out here, and there's one that's hard to make out. It's kind of an odd skin. It's a green color. It's not scaly. It's bumpier, and it has some hair on it. It just looks like a monster's hand, and everything is very dark, so I can't exactly see. It appears to be some sort of dark garment that this entity is wearing, but there's also a female associated with it as well, and she seems quite glamorous. She's got paler skin, although she's a different sort of race, but she's not Asian. She doesn't quite look Asian, but she has dark eyes. She has very pretty skin. She has very dark hair, and it's straight, and it's thick though too. It falls really nicely, but she has the red fingernail that she keeps tapping, and there's just something that it's just not very polite about her, but I'm not sure. Not enough has come yet for me to really understand. So I'm just waiting here, watching. This green monster is opening a newspaper. I can even hear it ruffling. Sort of at a desk, and almost like he's going to put his feet up and read the paper at a desk. He seems very comfortable with himself. He's got hair, all right, and his skin is really, I don't know how to define it. It's mushy. I could, it just wrinkle. It's jammed up. It's thick. It's really thick. It's not smooth at all. It's bumpy and rough. It's got white hairs coming out in different places. There's warts and other growths upon it. I can't see his face. He's kind of goblinish. He looks like a goblin or something. But I'm not allowed to see his face either. But he has sort of an older man effect to him because he has white hair, and then I can see now that his head has some white hairs upon it, and it's bald up on top. He's in his own world. He's starting to showcase that this is some reflection, but he also has quite a human-esque appearance with smooth skin, tan legs. I mean, his skin has naturally got a tan to it. He's not very tall. They aren't telling me anything more than just sharing the pictures with me, my spirit guides. I'm not certain who this man is. I'm not certain. There's some odd possibility that keeps coming to my head that it might even be you. But there's also this odd thought, too, that it could be a family member or something. It isn't manifested in a concrete way who or what this is, only that there's a monster version. It's just a part of its psyche or what it feels that it is. And it hasn't said enough to me to tell me more. But also, it shows itself as also a man. This female is not the value right now, although I can still see her. This monster, which is now an Asian man, is very clear to see that he's an Asian man right now, reading a newspaper with his feet kicked up. There's other images that are trying to squeeze in here. This one has sort of, I don't know, hands or fingers going through the newspaper on the other side and ripping it. But they're black and they're sort of liquid threads that have sharp tips to them. They look like fingers, but they look like waves that have sharp tips. Black is the color of the energy. Again, there's another picture here. In between now a scene which was I was standing behind a man with his feet kicked up on a desk. Now I'm standing at the desk seeing the man over here and seeing just black with fingers, and in the center is your head, Tin, is what my impression of you looks like. Is your head, and it's sort of spinning in a circle, going around in a circle like that. Like a windmill. I'm just being patient and allowing the wisdom to manifest as it will. All this stuff will come together and make sense for us. So all I can do is the best that I can with what I'm given. It just feels like, when I see this, it just feels like, who is it that you want to be? What is trying to capture your attention? It feels like your head gets jammed in the center of some versions of chaos that are trying to rip your paper, which is your experience of relaxation. And while simultaneously, some version of you feels like it has this grotesque appearance, which is not what the truth is about who and what you are. It's a pain. It's some version of your pain. It's quite clear that this monster is a reflection of you. And this is coming from a psyche or a part of your who and what you are. A lot of us have parts of us that have been harmed, and those parts can come forward and show themselves looking like monsters that just want to be touched and loved for who and what we are. That we aren't monsters, but somehow life can cause us to feel transformed into thinking that we are, or we're not worthy of the same love as somebody else. It's just life, you know. It harms us in these ways. But the nice thing is you're still relaxed. You're paying no attention to the fact that your newspaper is being ripped. In fact, your head has just fallen off, and now it is resting in your lap. And your head now is rolling on the legs that are sort of kicked up. It's trying to roll up the legs. This is really... How are you to accomplish... How are you supposed to accomplish things in life when all this randomness is going on? Your head is even falling off of your body. It's trying to make sense of all this stuff. Your head gets caught in the middle of what is a newspaper of information that is getting ripped apart, trying to make sense of so much stuff here. I mean, this to me is a conglomeration of just too much going on and not enough balance or sensicality, you know? Not enough consistency. Sort of, you know, who are you? Are you a man? Are you a monster? Are you reading a newspaper that is completely there and doesn't have a hole, or will you acknowledge there is a hole in it? What is, your head is falling off, it belongs on your neck. It feels like you could lose your head sometimes, but yet you have a way of still showing that you're somehow together, which is really impressive, because you should be irate right now. So I'm inspired to heal this image by putting your head back where it goes. Inspiring you to stand up from your chair and step away from the desk. This odd image of the hands that rip through the paper, that's just, that I'll look at that more, but it's sort of stalled out. Its reflection is just stopped. It's kind of statuesque right now, so it's just stopped. See what else is going on here. I'm going to slow down. I just want to clean up these pieces right now, because I'm feeling an energy vibration that this work is happening, but it's sort of overwhelming me. Something doesn't feel right inside my body. It feels a gross feeling. So let me just slow down. I'm just going to pay attention to what I'm doing here, and then I'll tell you what happens, okay? So... it's weird, but I'm inspired to go very slow. As slow as I was inspired to go when I saw you sleeping on that couch. It was kind of a futon. It was made out of a wooden piece, and then had you could pull it out and it could be a bed, is kind of what it was like to me. And then I sat down and it made a creak noise. Everything just seems like it needs to be slower here. We need to just slow it on down. You have quite a lot of goals, and they're really extraordinary, really impressive spiritual goals that you want to attain. So I'm getting to watch another version of you actually levitating in this living room space in a lotus position, and you're just watching me doing this work. You're not interacting with me. You're not doing anything more than being in the lotus position levitating. It's quite interesting, because it's almost as if you're still in a dream state while simultaneously you're doing all these different things at the same time. Some of them are explorations of your identity and your feelings and what you want to accomplish, and choosing to acknowledge certain events in your life just aren't right. You don't need hands coming through your newspaper and then ripping a hole in them. You don't need that. So that's not right. We don't need your head falling off. We don't need you swimming in gray water. I like this picture of the baby in the water and laughing underwater, super bright and sunny. It's quite expansive now because I'm trying to do the healing work for this space with the monster version of you, all of that going on, while I'm also in the living room with you on the futon watching you sleeping, while also there's another version of me watching you in this levitation state. Everything is really quiet and really slow right now. It's very relaxing, to be honest. It's very relaxing for me. So I'm just going to sit in a lotus position. This version of me watching you sitting in a lotus position levitating. I'm just going to sit here and I'm going to levitate as well. And we'll just see what happened. You're inspired to take me somewhere. There's red in your eyes. They're kind of bloodshot. You're in a blue outfit. It's sort of made out of cotton or something. A blue shirt and blue pants. It's almost like what you might see a nurse wear or something like that. Here in the States, it is blue, like a dark blue color. This is interesting. This is another scene, a different one. As we're levitating out of your home space, the picture changed, and now I'm like a female diving into water, and I'm swimming underwater, and I'm laughing under the water. Everything is insanely relaxing with you, Tin. I'm impressed. I'm impressed by how well you can find this level of peace. I can't experience this level of peace unless you were this level of peace. You were able to attain this. You have an impressive relaxation ability. I'm able to relax insanely well, and it's enough that I feel energy alterations in my own body from it. It's very peaceful. It's very impressive. But this scene of the girl smiling underwater, we are swimming downward. I'm just watching her. I'm somehow still levitating with you, but we're looking at the scene like we're looking at it from an aquarium angle. Like we're looking into an aquarium and there's a girl swimming in a sunny space underwater. And she's going downward, and the sun gets brighter and brighter, and the water's starting to recede, and it's just the whole thing isn't functioning right. It's as if she jumped into a lake and the water was fairly clean. And the sun's getting so bright it's turning the water a yellow color, and it's covered in dirt in there. And it's just getting worse. The image of the water is just getting worse. I can't even see her. It's so cloudy and foggy, and the water is going down. So all that is left is just muckiness. Yet there's some part of her... I don't know how to make sense of what this is as of yet. Some part of her is trapped in the mud, but she has quite a strange smile on her face, almost like it's not natural at all. I'm waiting because this is the best I can make sense of the image. There are other images. This is an image of a man. He's completely bald. He has an orangish color to his skin. He has some sort of odd piece around his here, and it's got colors in it, and the colors are blue and they're orange. And he's sort of sitting at some sort of mechanical device, and he's doing things with levers and thinking. His skin is orange, but he looks like a human being with no hair at all on his body. Just able to see him from here up. But I can see that there are objects, mechanical, like buttons and things, levers and things that he's interacting with. It's as if I can tell there's something like a red outfit he's wearing. He wants to go somewhere. He wants to fly into outer space. He wants to take charge of this world. This is a positive voice, though. This is somebody who wants to change the world. This is somebody who wants to bring some new dynamics to our experience, to bring enlightenment and love here. It's a completely different style. I really like it. My spirit guides say, so this is a loving man? And I say, yes, he is. When I first saw him, I was really caught off guard because I didn't expect to see an alien image or anything. So I wasn't sure if I was picking up on something else or if it was connected to you, but this is part of your journey healing and part of the wisdom. And me standing with this man in this space, it's very much like an alien spacecraft kind of feel to it. And there's a lot more colors on the inside here, but it feels really happy. I feel really happy to see him. I feel really happy to be here in the space with this man, and I'm enjoying watching him as well. I am enjoying inhaling, experiencing, and blending with his dreams, which are also part of my dreams. For humanity, for people to really be able to experience the joy of being a creation in an infinite universe, to experience what is balanced love coming back and forth from each other. Experience genuine loving relationships, even with those from the stars. And this man is very loving. He is very sweet. He is not paying me any attention. He's still in contemplation, or he's just doing his thing right now. There's another image trying to come through here. Other versions of beings in outer space. I don't know what to make of this one. I don't know what that skin is. I've never seen anything like that. It's like they're made out of electric lightning bolts, but they have a skin, and it's almost like all their little veins can be seen all around their skin and body, but I'm only able to see the head, and I don't know what to make of it. It's just there's no hair at all on this version, and it has a human-esque, I mean, the head's quite rounded and the back is very rounded. I'm only able to see the back of the head, and it's covered in like lightning bolts is what it looks like, but it's also could look like veins, I guess, in the skin. It transitions between having a light body identity and a physical identity. The physical identity looks human with veins. This other version looks like the skin is, I could put my hand through it, and it's blue, a bluer color. There's another entity that is some yellow sort of sunlight glow around his head and the back coming forward, and he's in a white outfit. He's levitating like he's in the sky, coming down from the sky. I can't see what he looks like because of this light is so bright around his head that is sort of, I can't really see what his face looks like, but there's an impression that he's got blonde hair or Caucasian, that style of being, like a Palladian style. There's something that I keep thinking of Palladian when I see him, but I haven't been able to see his face or give any further description other than that bright light and the feeling of Palladian. It's warm. I'm telling you. These three images are warm. Each one of them is warm. Each one of them is welcoming to me to experience. I didn't expect to see alien beings, so I was a little surprised. But I'm not that surprised because of what you shared about your spiritual pursuits and experiences that you want to have. This actually doesn't surprise me that this would show itself. And I'm telling you, this is very warm. These dreams are all of the same vibration that are your dreams here on Earth. Their dreams are we want to share our wisdom. We want to share our love. We want to help human beings. We want to help people. We can come from all this long way. We want to show and share ways that Earth can heal now. Human beings can heal now. People can start to rejoice in all of the gifts of expansion. And we can share those with you. That's kind of the feeling. But it also feels like these gifts are already manifesting here on the planet. And some of them, it's as if people aren't realizing they're working with alien beings. And they have impressive ideas on ways they can help human beings across the globe. And they're actually channeling in extraordinarily high wisdom from other planets or just other planes of existence, even in the spirit realm. And it's really beautiful. It's really exciting. It's really wonderful. They're really wanting me to push this lovely gift. This is so beautiful. I'm creating a vein of I'm allowing all of this awesome to really fill in this space and heal you, share, or rise it in your vibration and all of that. This needs to be part of the nourishment that your heart receives every day, all night, in your dreams, all the time. This is really what this helps you thrive. This is thriving to you. This wisdom, these dreams, these connections, they open your heart portal very big. You want this to be a part of your life, and it is a part of your life. But somehow there's still reflections of the olds that are a part of your life, and they're just not very nice. They're just not very fun. They're not of this caliber of feeling, you know? So it stinks. So you have all of this beauty and extraordinary wisdom and so much love that is channeling into you, right? From all these places. And then over here we have... What is this over here? What is the gray water and the monster that isn't you, that is putting his feet up, and this odd man trying to rip your paper, the fingernail girl that wasn't very polite. There was something not polite about her. But it's all part of your physical reality, while simultaneously this too is a part of your reality. So how do we blend these two together? I think a lot of us are are wearing these shoes. We have all these dreams and all of this momentum and all these beautiful energy vibrations that we want to share with humanity or see being shared with humanity. And yet we still have the earth life experience, which isn't quite there yet. So creating balance is the question here. I basically have two opposing bubbles. One is super positive, loving. One is the mucky muck. And I don't know here. They're kind of doing boop, boop. They're not blending. So let's see what we can do. This part of you that's levitated is smiling at me, and the eyes are not as bloodshot as they were. There's something that is healing about this for you. They aren't saying anything more about the girl within the water as of yet, so we'll just see what happens next. This is interesting. I'm looking at these two orbs of wisdom. The one with all the love in it is quite full of light and dreams being fulfilled and that experience, right? And then this other orb is just really dark and congested. It's sort of like the dream, the one orb that is you as an adult gray in the gray water. Over here we have a baby smiling, giggling underwater with the sunlight, and it's really warm. We don't know how the baby does it, but the baby is happy in this dream, so we accept. This dream, not so happy. So again, we're just sort of seeing two different versions of reality. One's kind of stinky, one's not. One's full of light and fulfillment. So let's see what else happened. It's sort of odd because I'm seeing two sacks of grain now. One, you take a knife and they're sort of up, sitting up for some reason. They're in sacks. And then take a knife to one and it leaks out all of this black grains, and this one leaks out sort of yellowish colored grains or clear grains. And so we put the knives up, and now we see coming out these two different colors. Sacks of grain, sacks for sale. That's what I'm hearing right now. There's some sort of anger in the need to stab the black sack and then open the other sack with the light. It's interesting. It's two different versions of the same. So we're using knives on both, but for some reason, black sack is I just want to stab the black sack. The other sack is just like, I'm just trying to open it with the knife to get into what is inside. It's interesting. It's two different versions of the same, but you can tell there's quite a different meaning to both, you know? Even though they both are using a knife to open them, one is quite gentle and one is quite destructive. They say, this is your balance. They ask you if this is balance. And in my mind, I say, this is no balance at all. There is no balance when you are trying to create balance with one chaos sack and one sack of light and love. They don't blend. They are not reflections of each other at all. Darkness the chaos is chaos. It does not, it's a learning tool, right? And it only brings out the best in us by basically breaking us until we can get strong enough to overcome it. And it's hard. It's hard learning. Over here, it is softer. It is so welcoming. It is warm. It is holding you. It is very peaceful. It is freedom from chaos, right? So they're two different versions of love, basically. And that version of love is hard. This version of love is soft and gentle and very welcoming. I really want to take this sack and say it's time to put that into the past. Because the sack that you really want to open, right? Not stab it open, but, just use the knife to cut it, and then now we can access what is inside. This is the sack. This is what we want to be your balance, your life, your energy force, your the fulfillment of everything, of your dreams and everything. So I'm going to attempt to just move this. What is all of these orbs and this black sack and everything? I'm attempting to move it. I don't know if they're going to let me do it, but I'm going to try. I'm just going to say this is part of the past. So we cut the screen. That screen, we don't know anything more about that. All we can see is light and beauty and love. And that's the sliding door. So we slid the door. We don't see any of the dark. We just see this light now, and it's so welcoming. I'm allowed to just focus on the light right now. They're actually letting me do it. They're letting me just see this sack of grain that is quite full of wealth. They call it wealth because at one time it wasn't about the coins or the money, because people could trade goods with each other. And so that was wealth, to be able to share your sack of grain with somebody, for something that you need. They're calling it a sack of wealth. And this is the wealth of love and light and harmony and balance and your dreams and all of that stuff. And it feels good. It feels very good. I'm just going to wait a minute. I'm just standing here experiencing this. I'm still sort of tiptoeing over to the dark to see if there's something more I need to do there, or okay, we'll see what happens here. They're asking me what more is there to do in the darkness? And I say, well, usually I go to these very dark spaces and then I purify them so that there's more light in the body itself, that the expression is experiencing more light energy. They're asking me, how is this light not able to transfer through all the darkest spaces? I say, that's a good point. It is pretty bright. This sack of grain is glowing. It's like its own sunlight. It's very refreshing. I'm inspired to have it be edible, that I could, in that way, like, oh, well, I got some rice here or something like that. I'll just cook it and eat it or whatever. There's something I'm inspired to eat or consume this light or love energy, which is also in the form of a sack of grain. So I'm consuming it, which is you too. You are allowed to consume this. You are allowed to inhale it. I'm envisioning you are here. So I see you here with this light energy coming from this sack of grain, and I'm allowing you to inhale it and experience it. I'm just watching all of this taking place here. Oh my goodness. I'm not tired. I'm really not. It's just energy shifts. I'm just gonna keep watching, okay? There's some part of you that's sort of, I'm seeing you coming in here as a sort of got a dark glow to you, and I'm watching you interact with the light energy, and you really want to get into it, but it's not allowing you to have access to it. It isn't. You even won't take your knife and start stabbing into it to get into the light, the wisdom, and it's impenetrable. Your knife is not able to penetrate the bag, and there's an odd force field around it, and it won't let you to access it. Some part of you is desperate to experience this balancing energy, this healing light energy. Something about the approach hasn't quite balanced right, so you can't attack the light to get the light. You have to go in peacefully and allow the light to enter into you, and when you are ready. Something of this is what it feels like. As I'm watching you do this, I am inspired to touch you to help release this chaos from your body that's inspiring this reaction or this. I mean, you're basically going nuts. You're just trying to get at it as hard as you can, and you're just covered in a sort of dark, hazy energy, and it won't come to you. And the harder you try, and it won't come to you, the more frustrated you get, and you just keep trying, and you're basically going crazy trying to get into this. You want it so bad. You say, I deserve this. Why won't you let me in? Why won't you let me have you? So we're just allowing, and this is honestly a good thing. This is very good. I'm glad that this part of your expression has come into this space. It really needs to release this energy naturally. This is going to help balance your emotions and your mind, because what you're trying to attain in life is so sincere, so beautiful and pure. But some of your physical life experiences have really bogged down your ability to connect with that higher vein and really in sort of digest it in such an intense and profound way that you want to. So it just feels like why isn't it letting me experience more? Why is it not letting me in? There's some part of you that is really frustrated about this. That's good. We need to allow this part of you to speak and release its emotions naturally. That way it can come to a balanced state. Sort of like, you can't just let yourself be picked on over and over and over and over and over again and never say anything about it. You just start building up all of these feelings inside, and then you're going to blow up like an atomic bomb, right? So this is some reflection of you that's been sort of holding on to a lot of pent-up feelings and not really releasing them with intensity. You need to let it out, and then you start feeling better, and that's just part of being human. It's okay for us to have emotional outbursts. We all deserve some emotional outbursts every now and then. We live here. It's a little complicated here. So we're smiling. The sack is smiling at you. I'm smiling at you. There feels like there are others here smiling at you. And we're encouraging you to allow yourself to free from the emotions. So we are really happy. There's some silly image of like a Donkey Kong guy that's like, like going like this. It's good. But there's something about this too. There's some wisdom about why this sort of ape like monkey is showing itself. Because he's swinging on vines while simultaneously I'm in this very real scene. I'm going to watch both scenes and then we'll see what happens, okay? This ape was sort of losing it, going crazy. And then once he started eating a banana and swinging on this vines, he just didn't care anymore. Because what made him happy was just to be who and what he is. And he's an ape or monkey or whatever. He's swinging on vines here and eating a banana. And he's totally free. He's totally joyful right now experiencing this. And so this sort of chaos version of him is not even remotely there at all. It feels really good to watch him. You're calming down as well. So I'm honestly feeling exhausted right now. This is just you feeling like you've been getting it out quite a lot here. You should feel exhausted. It's been exhausting for you to get to this point. They're allowing me to open the grain for you so that way you can taste it. You have earned it. You're exhausted. This part of you is just so exhausted. I'm literally there with this sack of grain. I'm watching you. I'm feeling the energy of you calming down and relaxing even what is laying down in a bed that is there, which also looks like a desk. And you're just laying down on it, and I'm creating a softer image so it's not hard. It's bubbled out like clouds, and you're just laying down and feeling extremely relaxed right now. And I'm just letting you rest. You really need to rest. I have access to this. I can get into it at any time. But right now, you're relaxing so much. I don't even know how you could consume any of this. I'm feeling this. I'm actually transforming this grain into golden specks of light energy. And this whole room is filling with golden specks of light energy. And then you're breathing it in naturally as you're in a sleep state in this space. I'm asking that these specks of light, they need to release you from this darker, toxic energy that's sort of surrounding you as well. So I'm going to focus on you for a little bit, okay? I'm focusing on allowing you to inhale the energy. The energy is filling this entire space with so much golden light. It's really refreshing. Allowing you to inhale it, know that you are worthy and deserving of this energy. Allowing you to fill your body all the way to your fingers and your toes, just all the way down. Really breathing it from, your toes, up your legs, up. Breathing it in real good, and then allowing it to fill everything, okay? So you're having a really good dream right now. You're smiling. There's something about red that you're thinking about. I'm not able to see what it is, but you really like it. And it feels really positive and really warm and really loving and nurturing of your senses. We are allowed to share more of this golden specks energy, and it has a red vapor that it fills you with as well. It's very loving. This is more than just spiritual love. This is romantic or passionate love too. That's what it feels like. It's really lovely to feel the difference between the two, because the love from spirit is so pure, so beautiful. But passionate, sort of romantic love with someone you're sharing your life with is unique and special and so beautiful as well. And it's a whole new version of love. It's so special. And so you're getting to experience both at the same time, both spiritual love and sort of romantic love too. While you're dreaming, we're filling you with both of this energy, both of these energies. It's so lovely. It's really releasing a lot of the old. I'm inspired to do some energy work to help pull out a lot of the old toxic energy. It's just been congested in there, and it really comes back to, it really feels like a lot of pain from your, imbalance, family imbalance and stuff like that. It just, that stuff is hard because the family is there for life, and so when it's not balanced with your family, it is like a boulder that sticks with you, and it's hard to, how do you ever release from it if it continues to cycle the same thing over and over, and you're just re-watching the same video and nothing changes, and it's hard. So I'm helping to free you, just disconnect you from it's odd how this works, but family is always going to be there, and even if it's imbalanced, but there's a way that we can disconnect from that meaning, feeling hurt by them. Now we can disconnect it so that way you can say, you know what, my family is my family. Without them, I wouldn't be here, but I don't need to feel that and by contaminating my body and my mind and my emotions anymore. You can still have the connection with your family, but I can do work that helps it so you don't feel so contaminated by negative energy and stuff like that. I'm releasing a lot of old dead weight. And dead weight comes in all different varieties. I mean, I see dead weight in all kinds of animals coming out, like rats, pulling up massive giant rats, giant horses, energy bodies like people, balls and chains, sea creatures. I mean, I pull out things that look all kinds of different stuff, and they're always black and slimy or gooey or black liquids. I just keep pulling them out, and that's just, you're an infinite space. So even though you're a body, I can pull out a massive elephant from your head even. Like, that's just, it's an infinite space in there. It looks like the size of a head, but there's an elephant and I can get it out of there in the spiritual. And it just is a reflection of just a lot of pent up energy in different places that's no longer needed. You got to get that stuff out so you feel better, lighter, airier. You're still laying down and we're just pulling stuff out of your body. So I'm just going to pay attention to doing this, okay? There's basically a liquid coming out your heels. It's been coming out your heels as I've been talking. I've been watching that one. You're sort of odd. Sort of very odd. I don't know what your relationship is with water, but this place is filling up with all this black liquid and I'm standing in it. It's kind of, and your body also has an odd way of looking like water as well. Like, it's not a solid structure. It just kind of turns into a liquid while simultaneously being solid. So I'm allowing this energy to go down a hole, and Mother Earth can purify it and transform it into positive reflections of nature and oxygen and all that stuff. So just do that. I'm allowing this liquid to continue to pour out your heels, and then all this that's been sort of filling up the room is going down a drain into the earth. There's some dark, toxic stuff that I need to look at here. I don't know what it is about this sack of grain. I just feel like I'm inspired to carry it or hold it. I'm just gonna... I'm a human being, so in a spirit realm where I can do anything I want, but my thought is I'll just make a backpack and put it in there. I can just levitate it and just goes with me, but I don't know, there's something that feels natural about that. So I'll just get a backpack and I'm putting this sack of grain in it. And it's glowing. I really like it. I really like its energy. I want to take it everywhere with me. So they're showing me that it's still exactly where it was with you in this room, filling this room with all this light and energy, while simultaneously a version of it is also with me. So I'm just saying, okay, well, simultaneously, let's put a version of it as a pillow for your head. And then we'll put one here to sort of prop your legs up a little bit. And then we'll put some here underneath your hands. And we'll just kind of make it really cozy somehow. It's soft on this. What was a hard table is like made out of cloud, sort of. So it's softer. But we got you propped up so you can feel this sort of energy from this grain bag. It's really positive. It's really doing good things for you. It's really filling you with so much light. It's releasing a lot of old stuff. It's just, there's literally old skeletons coming out. There was a person that jumped out like they were jumping off a diving board. It was a female, and it was very strange the way it was really bony. Her body was really straight and bony and almost stiff like a tree trunk. That came out. That was out of the gut region. You just pull out all kinds of stuff. It comes out on its own when you share love with loving energy. It's not the same value, so it can't congest the space anymore. It has to come out. There's more coming out here. It's the ball and chain image I see on occasion. And I see that all the time. I mean, that's really one I see a lot. It's just as the way the reflection shows itself to me. That one is coming out of the sexual organs area. So we'll just keep pulling stuff out of their old energy. You're going to feel incredible after this. When you get all this cleared out of there, it's amazing how good you can feel. We're allowing you to stand up. We're showing you as standing up, and there's still a lot of darkness that you're enduring. You're in a space. Your mouth has some dark liquid on it, like you've been trying to purge it out, but it's still there. And there's a dark entity in this room here with you. And you're kind of stalled out. You're looking into the light while being in a dark room. And you can't move. You're not able to move into the light. You're forced to stay in this dark room, and there's a bed in here. And I'm watching this dark entity. I wouldn't know how to describe it. He kind of looks like Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy. He kind of does. But not so... Just kind of tall like that, and the head shape is kind of like that. I just see him walking in the shadows. I'm in the room. Half of the room is with light and the other half is with darkness. And you are in between both the light and the dark. And you're stalled out, not able to move into the light. I'm filling this space with the light, and I'm covering it in awesome golden grains of grains. I know these sacks are really cool. They're glowing. Who doesn't want that? They're full of love. They're full of dreams being fulfilled. They're full of promise. They're full of, all that type of energy that it just fills our life with joy, right? They're joy. Sacks of joy is what they are to me. The whole space is filling up with these sacks, and it's not helping to alter the dimness of that part. I'm keeping my eye on this guy. I'm not going over to him yet. I'm just watching. So this is interesting. some of the images I see. All right, basically, this man is inside the room with us, right? But now he shows us that this room is really just a little rectangular box, and that he's in our hands, and he's quite massive and tall. He's doing something gross with it and his sexual body. So I'm just exploring what this is about. It's a contamination that we can release, and this is going to create really positive vibrations. Something about this. So I'm allowing this monster here to realize that there's something unnatural about this. I'm helping him to see. I'm not convinced this is a demon. I'm convinced this is some sort of unnatural vibration that again is trying to have a voice. All of us have these. All of us do have them in different variations because we have a mental, emotional body and it wants to have a voice, and sometimes it doesn't always come out our voices of our physical body. And so then it manifests itself into different sort of, inner child that's now a monster, or different reflections of something that's not balanced, right? And so we just go and help the images that come to see what the truth is, okay? And you always approach this with love because we all are dealing with the same stuff. We all are part of this thing together. And so I'm just helping him to see that this is an unnatural choice. And I'm altering the energy vibration through this. Through helping him this. There's some part that is crying and feels angry. Some part that again wants to destroy because nothing ever is right. Nothing's ever in balance. And it's just makes me so sad and so angry. And it feels like the light will never enter into my world, and I want it so badly. And I mean, this entity, this part is crying and feels even embarrassed or ashamed. And I say, please don't feel that way. You're a reflection of love and you deserve the light. Some part is now shaking and really releasing emotion. So again, this is good. I want you to find relief. You're even screaming, and as you scream, a large piece of old matter is coming out. So that's pretty normal. I'm helping you release the emotion properly, sort of releasing old contaminated energies. That was a really good thing to get out of there. That was even stuck in the throat. Like some part of you, it doesn't have the freedom to speak from the emotions. And so they get altered and jammed up, and they aren't able to release in a natural flow. And so I'm helping create a natural flow. And I'm helping your emotions see that they are loved and they are worthy of attention and comfort. This is really helping. This is really helping a lot. He's not choosing to see himself as a monster anymore. He wants to see himself as a man, a divine masculine energy. And I say you are. I'm helping him to release more of the emotion, because this was a pretty deep pocket that hasn't had a voice for a very long time. Like, there's a part of you that was really harmed by events or experiences in your life. This is really helping. This is really creating freedom. This part of you, it feels a lot of relief. Even able to go and look in the mirror and see not a monster, but a man, a divine man. I'm allowing you to speak into your reflection to say, I am a divine man. That this is the truth. So this is a very good, useful technique to allow you to, this part of your emotion, this part of your psyche, this part of your identity, to go to the mirror and see that you are beautiful, that you are loved, and to even say these things, actually speak them in this space, to say, I am a divine man, as you look at your reflection. I am worthy and deserving of love. I am an expression of heavenly light. This is really impressively healing. So I'm focusing on allowing this. The vulnerability is really beautiful to me, because a lot of us hold in our true selves, you know? And when we expose our vulnerabilities, we actually find something really human about that. And it's very deserving, it's very beautiful, it's very special. And it's okay, too. We feel embarrassed, but there's never anything to be embarrassed by. This is so healing for you. I was exploring, as I'm allowing you to do this exercise in the mirror. This is very impressive, how it's making me feel, how I'm starting to find balance on all of my body. It's odd, because it's as if right side was not balanced with left side, was not, of arms was not in balance with left leg, with right leg, it was just kind of chaos of things just all over the place, and nothing just really in alignment with each other, and then just flowing in a circular, balanced way. I'm giving you a very big hug and telling you I love you. You really need somebody to understand your heart, because you haven't had anybody understand your heart. And this is really healing for you. It's helping release even more of the old energy, because you're opening up and not trying to hide. You're saying, okay, I can do this. This is actually, I'm sensing this. I get it. I get what I'm supposed to do. And this is working, and it feels really good. I just had that moment of weakness there, and that was a good thing, because I'm starting to feel really good right now. It's kind of funny how that happened. Like, you just get the most vulnerable veins out, and they're a little awkward, but once you do it, it's like, wow, that, I needed that. I'm gonna just go laugh hysterically for no reason now. That's kind of how good it feels right now. I was kind of exploring that female with the red fingernail, but it's not to be right now. I don't really know what she's about. There's something really not nice about her. But I was trying to see if there was anything new or anything different about that image while we're kind of working on this with you. But it's not to be. We're just supposed to focus on this right now. It feels great. This reflection of you is leaving the room. We are in oneness with the man who is laying down on the table, who's been inhaling this red sort of vapor in conjunction with these golden flecks of energy, and it's as if you were dreaming all along and you were waking up and you're feeling revitalized, extremely revitalized. You're feeling pretty good, feeling really good. You actually walked, so we could see this part that was stuck half between dark and half between the light. It was always you all along. And so this manifested into you just walking through the door and then entering into who and what you were, sleeping on this sort of bed, surrounded by all this grain of sort of flecks of dust and love and all of that. And you're smiling and you're feeling really good right now. And we're all smiling at you. I am only able to see myself, but there's other beings that are watching this and watching your progress and your journey, and they're quite actively involved in helping you attain your dreams. There's no coincidence that you found me and are doing this work with me. It's as if this was inspired by others who are trying to help you attain your goals as well. They really want this for you. They're here smiling, but I'm not able to really know anything more than to feel and sense and experience different pockets of smiles in the invisible. That's the only way I can describe it. And we're all smiling at you. We're all smiling really big, and we're laughing in our hearts, and we're so happy for you. And we're giving you a big hug. All of us are. We're just clobbering you with so much joy and loving energy and say, you deserve it. You deserve so much love and so much joy. We're just hugging you right now as you're waking up feeling happy, and you're just getting pulverized by like random hugs. Everything feels so much better. Even this odd sort of dark fire that was kind of around you is not there. I'm just watching you kind of come to your senses. It's odd because some of it was absorbed into the bed too. It's just, you're cleaning out all right. You're cleaning out all right. And so just see what happens next, okay? I'm just going to watch. You're able to open the bag. There's no knife involved. There's just a random string here. You pulled it. The bag is opened, and then you're opening your mouth up because it's kind of up above on like a shelf or something. And then you're just and then these grains are just going down. But it's because there's a solidness to it, like rice is like dry rice in that way. But there's something that it's dust or it's magical energy. It's just, there's nothing wrong with you just opening the trap and letting it down. You can drink it like water too. It's the spirit realm. We can do whatever we want. But that's the inspiration. You did this all on your own accord. You knew to do this, and it was welcome and open to you. They're saying he is receiving the light now. He is able to acknowledge that it is time, I am ready, and I am able to receive the light now. I am a divine man. They're showing me he is able to look in the mirror now and see that he is a divine man, and that is special. A divine man is very special. They're talking about some challenges with balance of identity, gender identity, of what is a divine man, what is a divine woman. They're really, really sharing that you need to see you're a divine man. A divine man, they're showing me, is a man that is full of love, and love that he wants to share with others. There's nothing there may be a feminine sort of side to being a loving man, but that's very balanced. That is very balanced. And it is very deserving, worthy. People want to feel that energy. And you're a very loving human being. You are a divine man. So you can look in the mirror and say, I'm a divine man. I am a divine man. I am a loving man. I'm here to help human beings experience love. That is a good role. That is a good job that you came here to do. And part of being able to do it was you had to go through the black sack with the chaos and the confusion. And now we have parts of you that are hurt from it and are confused. And they're trying to find their voice and their freedom. And this work I'm doing is helping to heal them. And they're happy. You're still interacting with this energy that's coming out of the sack. You are infinitely filling up with light, is the only way I can describe this. That is just filling you up with all kinds of light, all the way from beneath your toes to out of your hands, out of your head. I mean, it's just, you are like a beautiful star in the sky right now, filling and filling and filling with light. I can't even see your body anymore. I'm just watching you. I mean, you're so full of light, I can't see you at all, and the room is starting to become so full of light, I can't see anything more but light. It's just bright in here. It's very bright in here. I'm still sort of exploring what was the darker side just to see if there's anything I need to do over there. But they're still having me focus on the light right now. And when I do it, it's like, I'm just gonna just peek over it behind the curtain that I closed just to see, do I need to go in there? But every time I do it and they say, look at the light, Abby, see how bright and beautiful it is, see how it is warm and healing to you. And I was like, yeah, this is great. I love it. It feels so wonderful. It's so beautiful. I'm just watching. It's just bright in here. You're still consuming more of this energy. I don't know what it is. I'm supposed to do something with this light. From this scene into other scenes, I'm supposed to somehow carry it into other scenes somehow. I don't feel like I'm to go back to the beginning again yet, though. Let's just see what else happens here. We're building stars. They're showing me a star falling from the sky, and then it swoops up, and then it tacks onto like a sky or something. But I see that there's other stars tacked here in kind of like a little swoop like this. And then another one comes, and then it tacks over here too. And the sky is not particularly black. It's more of a blue color. And I can see these stars. They almost look like pins or something. Like you would pin on a shirt, like an army shirt or something. But it's a navy color. Blue, but it's sort of a gray blue color. But there's something still sky-like about it. It does feel something warish, like I'm flying in an airplane now. In a night, it's not quite night though, it's a blue sky, but it's cloudy and there's gray in it. And these stars, I just keep thinking about them being pinned on a shirt. And there's quite a row of them. Several rows. Like 20 stars or something. I just think of military or something of this kind. It's not manifesting anymore. That's just as far as I'm able to get with it right now. I feel freedom in the sky. I feel like I want to be flying in the sky. I feel like I love these stars. I feel like these stars create hope for a better world even. I feel like these stars have more meaning. Because the thing is this feeling of war is not there because the chaos version is not there. It is actually like a kid who does really good on their homework and they get a star for doing so good. And these stars are really reflective of doing good deeds. Like you got another star today, you did a really good deed. But then when I do these, when the star comes up, I feel like I'm just I don't know, like soaring. And it's sort of, again, like when a child gets the star, they're like, yes, I got the star. I feel awesome. So they feel like soaring, you know? And so when I see these stars come, it's odd, like you would pin them on a shirt, but I'm not feeling war about this. I'm feeling more like celebrating. Like, I love these stars. They're really exciting. They're really beautiful. They're really a gift. When they are a part of this, whatever this is, when another one comes, when another star leaves and then sort of pins here in the sky, something amazing and good just happened. It's hope. I keep thinking about hope. Hope and peace for humanity. I am a sergeant for hope and peace in humanity. For humanity. It's something like that. It's like, I am a drill sergeant and I'm going to be a drill sergeant, you know, for hope and peace for humanity. It's something like this. Very positive, again, very exciting, very amazing. I'm not sensing anything negative about this at all. I'm not going into any dark spaces. I'm not seeing any chaos. I'm just feeling excited every time I see another star. And I feel like I'm flying in the sky. I feel like I'm going places with my life. I feel like I'm doing things that are important. Things that are big, things that are really helping people. Whether they know it or not, I am helping people every single day. And that's the truth of your heart, too. You see, you have such a good, loving heart here, right? But you deserve to have it here too. Like this darker reflection, we're healing it, and I can feel there's more of an ability to transfer in the love into the dark, and so the dark now is filled with the light. I'm almost convinced that's why they won't let me look into the dark, because we are going to heal it naturally by healing all these little veins, and then I'm starting to feel the balloons are starting to blend better. So let's just see what happens next. This is real. Now I'm seeing that you are a part of the stars in this hope for humanity thing. And you, as a bright star, filling with all this light from this sack of grain, standing up, standing proud, they're putting every single star on your shirt. And you're special. You are wonderful. You are a divine man here to help humanity. You deserve so much. It's really beautiful. It is really an honor. It is really celebrated. Your acts of kindness are really celebrated. We adore you. You are really watched from very loving soulmates in the stars. That is true. I keep sensing or feeling eyes from heaven, but it's not spiritual. It's more physical. But their presence and their demeanor, their style, their consciousness, their personality, if you were to meet them in person, you would be awed by the vibrations of love that they can share that are so pure and so impressive and so amazing, mind-blowing, unlike any versions of love any of us have ever known here. And it's so exciting, so beautiful. It's helping you to release some old, more contamination from deep down, as well as coming up and out. It's sort of like a big balloon of stuff, like a stress ball, but it's massive in size. This is a big, massive stress ball of black, old energy just coming out. You're finding freedom and relief. You're feeling really sturdy on your feet. You're feeling trust. You're feeling stabilized. You're feeling balanced between emotions, mind, physical, spiritual bodies. Everything is feeling balanced here. We're helping to release even more contamination. So we just keep pulling it out, okay? The image is changing. It's gonna be a minute on this one. There's something about okay, so I'm seeing you standing on a street and you look kind of bewildered to me. While simultaneously there's some odd projection that is a more youthful version that has balloons full of spikes and is flying into the sky saying wee, but it's sort of like the wind is taking him. I don't know if he's exactly excited, but he's whipping off into the sky like he's, I don't know, like you would probably say wee, but there's something not right about it. So I'm just watching this. This is the first thing I'm seeing. So see what happened. You're whispering something to me. You're just whispering more things to me right now. You're even cupping like this, whispering into my ear. Something, some secret, something. You feel really good telling me this. You haven't told anybody this. Something that had happened to you. It feels like relief again. Like some part of you, something. You have some memory of some kind that you've just never told anybody. And you're whispering it to me. I don't know what I don't have a clue what this is, but that's how it feels. If you're continuing to whisper a secret in my ear, and the more you speak, the more you get it out. It's just so relieving for you. I mean, and you're whispering, you're still whispering to me. Everything. You're telling me everything that has happened. All of this that has happened. That you never told anybody. You're just whispering more and more and more. Really, it's sort of like, it just feels like some bad memories. Just too many bad memories of just things that just weren't right. And not having the ability to tell anybody. And so you just keep telling me, and I'm really encouraging you to share more and more and more. Please, tell me more. There, you're still telling me. As you're telling me, your appearance is altering. You're taking off the old face. You want to show me the new face or the real you underneath. It was a mask all along. Now I can see who and what you truly are. I'm not afraid to be myself anymore, you tell me. Say, I can be myself now. I am a divine man. I really am worthy and deserving of love. Something like what had happened to me was not right, and I acknowledge that now. And I'm free to acknowledge that every day. It just wasn't right, and now that I have the freedom to acknowledge that and just share that openly with the universe or whatever, with me, however it comes out, I feel relief. I feel awesome. I feel like I can fly. I feel like I can do what I came here to do now. You really are ready to let go of certain behaviors that have made up your life. That style, your style of sharing yourself, communicating how you store your emotions, how you are balanced has not been in balance. And the work I'm doing is helping you to feel a different version of the truth, a different version of reality. And it's helping you to literally, it's cracking off, and like a face is with goo that it was like glued to you is like coming off. But it's also all your body parts. Even your neck has sort of shelf pieces that are like covered in glue or goo, and you're all just, it's just like you were in a shell that's just all come peeling off, and now underneath is a fresh version of you. I mean, you're smiling and you're so happy. Whatever that kid was, it's literally a part of some version of your past. It's as if it's really strange because it's an image that's blending into two ideas. a kid that is sort of like having a Mary Poppins experience that is like whee into the sky, but the reality is there's something scary or really not healthy or motivating the happiness for the child. And it's really odd because there's the balloons with the spikes, and it's kind of demented in that way, almost like the ball and chain with the ball that has the spikes all over it. It's kind of like that, and it's lifting you off into the sky. And so we're balancing what could be an exciting thing that's really kind of not that right. So, but you're sort of like laughing and just, you don't even, that's how it was. That's a part of some truth or whatever that you don't even associate with. You understand that had a relationship with your memory or truth or identity or something. You're totally just, you know what, that was what it was. I'm me now. I'm me now. And that is who I am now. And that's how I feel amazing right now. It's what you're really showing me, how good you feel. It's an odd, like a photo album. It's turning into like a big picture, like a 8x10 or something photograph of us talking with this child and the thing, you know, in the sky. But you're smiling right now at me in this picture. It was put into a photo album of your life. So on the next page, who are you? What is the next version of you? Oh, I see that levitated version of you. You really want me to heal all the spaces that we've seen so far. So, the levitated version of you is getting happier and feeling happy. I mean, his eyes aren't all red anymore. They're starting to... He has normal eyes and a big smile, bigger than I've seen. And he feels really balanced or composed or natural about his way of being. Feels very natural right now. So, I'm asking, where should we start? I've been curious about that girl in the lake. They're not showing me anything yet. I'm not able to go back and look at them. I'm trying to. But I can't really figure out where to start, as there's an issue with that. And there also feels like a pull for something else, though, yet, too. Let's just see what happens next here. I'm seeing you eye to eye right now, the levitated version of you. And we're putting our hands together. I'm levitating on one side, and you're levitating on the other. And we're putting our hands together and looking into each other's eyes like this. So I'm just looking and watching us and in the action in the spirit realm right now. As we do this, there's something out of alignment. We aren't quite in balance with each other. There's some other information here. There's another this female energy that's kind of gets in the way, but I'm not able to make sense of her. And then, while simultaneously, we're kind of like on the ocean instead of in the sky. There's something wavy about the experience, like we're on a raft or something in the ocean, or like on a magic carpet that just happens to be on top of the ocean, and we're just feeling every wave like this. So we're kind of rocking as we're doing this, and then there's sort of some like eyeball popping out, and it's just kind of not. And then all this, as we're trying to do this very sacred sort of balanced spiritual act, there's some sort of energy, a female energy, and that has a dragon associated with it. And so this is all going on here. I'm trying to make sense. I'm bringing out the truth from underneath. The truth from underneath is pretty sharp, mountainous region. The water is going down a drain. We are seeing quite a mountain from underneath. It almost looks like the backside of a dragon, and it's like a baby blue color with some green, like greenish baby blue, sort of that type of color. I'm not able to make sense of this yet. The back is quite spiky, and then of different length spikes, and they're just totally random. There's quite a dragon involved here. I just feel like a dragon woman or something. I'm just telling you, there's something really angry about her. There's something really not right about the way she's wound, and she even can breathe fire. And so there's something about, she's got quite a temper of energy that I experience when I connect with her, when I connect with this dragon, when I connect with that energy that keeps there's something important I need to do here with this to get this right, because I don't need this connected with you. When I connect with her, I just feel like I'm so angry. Like I just want to rip everything apart. But I'm also feeling her internal side, that she's very destructive. I want to take my nails and I want to just hurt people with them. It's kind of creepy. Let's see what this is about, though. I don't know why, but there's kind of a mutilating interaction going on here. I'm just taking her nail and then pulling it off her finger. It's just part of the wisdom. I'm not a angry. I'm not like a psycho in that, like, oh, you want to play tough, you want to blow fire at me, I'm gonna rip your fingernail off. But I was just inspired to do that, I guess. We'll see what happens here. I need to relax. I'm going to approach her in a relaxed manner. I'm inside her style too much, and so it's sort of bouncing into my ability to make sense of how to deal with this. So I need to literally step back because I'm too close to her, and then analyze this a little bit differently. I'm just inhaling too much of her truth, or too much of her fire is too much, it's just too much. I'm going into her realm. I just entered into her body, and I'm telling her I'm transforming her. This is quite, I don't know if this is a person in your life, or if this is, she looks like a real person to me. She's very pretty. She's very pretty. She's coming into me at sort of age, I don't know, 20s. She could be anywhere between 20 or 30. It's hard to say. Sometimes people look younger than they really are. She's just very pretty female. She's just very pretty. But I'm trying to make sense of, I'm going to approach her and look into her eyes and see what happened. I know what to do. I'm supposed to bring in this light into these spaces, right? I'm supposed to bring the light into the spaces in order to transform them into light. So I'm allowing this starlight to enter into this space where I am with her. I'm allowing the starlight to enter into this space with this dragon. I'm opening their mouths, and I'm allowing the light to enter in, whether they like it or not. Both dragon and her. It's good. I'm bringing angels in to help because there's a digestive challenge here for them both. I might go silent for a minute. So you just working with angels, talking to heaven, figuring this out right now. Three different spaces right now that I'm focusing on. I was taken to a much darker space, and she's not attractive at all. She's covered in a dark sort of energy. Oliver, it's like she was burned or something. She's quite skinny. She's scrawny. She's just. She looks like a witch. She sort of behaves like a witch. You don't see demonic females very often. It's sort of unique when I see them. I've seen a couple. They're usually male. I don't know why that is, but it's just how the energy vibration translates itself. As I see either male or female, but I see this as female. She's turning into a baby. This dark version of her is. And I've been focusing on sending her a lot of light and helping her to balance this version of her reflection. And so she's sort of a black covered, she's just a tar covered baby is what she is. It looks like I'm still trying to make sense. It's with an angel. I'm still trying to make sense. This whole space is in darkness. I'm still working on. I'm pulling out a massive snake out of this sort of real version of her. She has a snake tongue or a snake in her mouth. The snake is quite out of control that I just pulled out of there. It is whipping itself around like crazy. I'm throwing it into this bag of light. I'm allowing this baby version to be ingesting, continuing to ingest this light and healing energy. This dark room, I'm focusing on it still. There's some sort of sharp objects that are in here that are coming out of the ground. They look like spears. I'm trying to create light in here. There's a much larger entity or mass in here. I'm not able to see it just yet. I'm just focusing. I'm doing a lot of work here all at the same time. So nothing new really with the dragon, but I'm just allowed to focus on basically in the scene with that snake I pulled out, that version, and this darker version. I'm pulling light out of the ground. I've never done that before. I usually pull orbs out of the ground, or I'll break the ground apart or something of that kind. I've never actually pulled light filaments out of the ground. So let's see what happens when I'm pulling light out of the ground. I'm literally doing that in this dark space with an angel with the baby. Pulling light out of the walls. I'm bringing light into the place by pulling it out of the ground and wall space and ceiling. Usually just break it all down and then let light shine in, but there's something unique about this space that I have to do it differently. There's a statue of a man in here. He's sort of like Han Solo stuck in the carbon freeze or whatever that was. It's kind of like a statue of a man, the big statue of a man, kind of like a thinker man, stuck in a carbon freeze or something in here. I'm able to see better, but it's still shadowy. I'm approaching this man. I'm just going to try to inspire him to talk. Try to inspire something. There's something important about this. There's a man literally frozen in her space. I gotta figure out why. We're working on her still, but there's too much going on. I'm just gonna focus on this one room right now. I just need to figure out what this is about. He's quite red underneath. He wants to be unfrozen or released from her space. It's like she claimed you as hers, and now you're stuck here with her. I don't know what it is. She has a thing about owning. I mean, you're the only one here, though. I'm not able to see any other statues of any other men, but this one. And it feels like a reflection of you. It hasn't come forward yet, that's what it is, but that's what I'm understanding about what she's about. She definitely has an interest in you, and this is what I'm seeing, a man frozen in her space. I'm turning into a massive dragon, and I'm blowing flame all across the place. I'm not sure why I'm doing that, but I'm inspired to do that. I'm blasting it. I'm altering the vibration of the space. I pulled in all these light filaments, but still not bringing in enough light. And I'm just inspired to just be a dragon blowing flame everywhere. And then I use scream or sound to literally break the space, alter the vibration through impact of sound vibrations. I'm shattering the illusions. I'm shattering everything in the space. I'm shattering it. I'm breaking it all apart. I'm releasing the floodgates. I'm opening up the place. I am doing work to get this place motivated to be in motion, to experience light. I'm demanding it. I'm breaking the space apart. There's entire walls just collapsed and turned into a liquid of dark black energy liquid. Its space is literally starting to cave in on the ceiling. It's starting to dip on the ceiling. I'm starting to see this man turning into a white bird or an angel. He's still trying to move. It's as if his spirit is able to come out of the statue, and then it shows itself kind of just in white light, and it looks like either a white bird, a white dove with the wings kind of out, or an angel. This is like a soul fragment thing. Still working on it. I'm still breaking the space apart. I'm turning into an orb sphere. it's filling with liquid. I'm suffocating in here. I'm breaking the ceiling now. I can get through. And now I'm out of the fishbowl. Which includes you, too. The whole space just turned into an orb of water, and then the water just broke and gushed onto a floor. Like it was a fishbowl that just bashed, and then all the water fell on the floor. I mean, I'm seeing two simultaneous things here, and there's the same thing. Just two different pictures of the same. I'm breathing fresh air. I'm feeling alive. I'm in a space of white light. But it's also like a white kitchen. Like a perfectly white kitchen. Everything's white. The countertops, the cupboards, the appliances, the floor, everything is white. It's kind of interesting. Kind of unique. Go into the pure white kitchen. No other color, just white. It feels really clean in here. White everywhere does feel really clean, unless it gets dirty, I guess. But this is clean. This is crisp white everywhere. I feel like I can breathe. I feel like I don't even know what that was. A part of your soul came out of the statue, and that's what I know. That whole space needed broken apart. That entity is with an angel right now. And you are a part of this white kitchen with me. But yet it's sort of odd because I'm just going to wait a minute and see what happens next. That whole space with the girl with the snake that came out, that is even breaking apart. She is something, it was odd. I mean, there's something beautiful about the wallpaper. It's sort of red and black, and it's really fancy design. She was in the space where I'd seen you putting your feet up, but now the space is enclosed as sort of a box, and it's some sort of silky wallpaper, some sort of maroon and black color. And so she's altering now, even in here too. Everything's changing. That was a really good thing. It's altered its connection with you. She's not in your space now. She's in a different space, not with you in it. This is a big deal. This has to do with your balance. Big time. I'm inspired to take a minute. I know we're almost at the end of this. Let me just see here really quick. Didn't realize how long this had been going. Let's see. I gotta take a minute. I just have to let this stuff play out. It's too big of a job. I'm just too many scenes going on at the same time. I just need a minute to clear my head and then come back and finish this, okay? So be right back. Hello, Tin. Okay, I'm ready to finish this up, okay? Let's just see what happens here when I enter back into these scenes. I'm supposed to see that this is kind of interesting. I'm seeing that these three spaces are little bubbles, and they have chains attached to your waistline, literally at the waist, and it's a belt made out of metal, and so you can actually open it, and then we just take it off, and now that is no longer associated with you. You're able to walk away. There's a massive dragon on the side of you, and you don't even care. You're just walking to where you want to go next in your life. There's quite a white light here that you are walking towards, and everything else that has been is just a part of your past. And it's not the past that you care to see. You don't care to feed it with your emotions and your attention and your energy anymore. You're able to find the disconnect from all of that that's been in the congestion here. So disconnect from that. And now you're able to just walk straight ahead and not feel contaminated by that. You can just walk away and keep going. And you are going towards the light with full force, just energetically, even running. You're just sayonara, see you later, and just running. You don't even care. You have no fears, you have no worries, you have no concerns. You're just running. You're even leaping over what are hurdles? They're like hurdles in your way, and you're a master, like Olympian runner, and you're not even bothered by them. You're like, hurdles, schmurdles. I could jump over a mountain right now. I feel so awesome. You're just leaving everything behind. All the scenes that have played out have odd little veins. They're almost like little thin spider web pieces attached to you that are just blowing off and having no connection with your body at all, as it's just charging forward like full steam ahead. Everything is just all part of some old version of who and what you are. That entity, female entity, is going through a restructure of her identity. And that's all they're saying about her. She's working with light even right now. I'm not able to see anything more, but there's some sort of version of confusion she's experiencing related to everything that has been done, that she just wasn't, she's a little surprised. She's a little confused by what happened. And so she's thinking about things. She's thinking about her attitude and behavior towards others, and she's kind of thinking that, wow, maybe I've been a little too harsh, or maybe I've just been a little too dragon breathy. Maybe I need to be nice. There's something odd. I can feel her in a contemplative state. Thing is you don't even care what she's dealing with. She has no relationship with you anymore. You're just running, and you're running it full and free. It's like you let a horse out into the wild just to run free. The horse does not have any walls containing it inside, and it's just running. It's just running to where it wants to run to next. It's beautiful. It's wild horse. You are behaving like a wild horse right now. It's feeling freedom in the light. There's a lightning bolt trying to strike your pathway, and you're still laughing and feeling not bothered by it at all. There's something you're holding in your arms as you're running. I don't know where it's just light is the only thing I can say that you are running towards. Everything just seems like it is turning into this sack of grain, like you were inside it all along. Like it never was something you had to break into or rip apart to get it, or even allow it to flow into your mouth, so to speak. It was already a part of you. You were already inside of it. And so the whole scene, all of the places, everything is sort of in a circle, like the sort of a windmill. So we have the scene that was the sort of monster, and then we have the girl in the room, and then we have the girl that was some water, the odd mud place. And then we have, the levitating guy in outer space. And we have all these different rooms in these different spaces that are all a part of this sort of... It's no longer in conjunction with you. There's no energy cords. You're free to choose what you want now. You choose how you want to feel. You choose how you want to proceed with your life without those contaminating, confusing, imbalanced scenarios. And in all the while, it is just filling up with all of this sack light, like we always were inside of it all along. And it's just amazing. You're sort of running in place, and the light from within you is shining so brightly outward. And while simultaneously the light is also shining brightly outward and sort of just shining everywhere. Everything is being consumed in the light. The only thing left in this orb is you, sort of a big orb. I can't see anything else. There's just light everywhere. And now you are just in the center, and you're just running and running and running. Like this is part of your dream where you found freedom from it all. And you're just running, and you're laughing, and you're hurdling, and you were jumping, and you were just going somewhere. While simultaneously it looks like you are running in place, you are actually running through a space and time, through an experience. It's filling up with light. And as this fills up and so much of your joy is released, I mean, you are blasting joy all over the place. And the more joy you blast, the more your vibration is just lifting and rising. So it's sort of like a bubble going up and up and up and away. And I'm feeling lighter, airier, more peaceful. So amazing right now. There's an odd version of you. Again, we see a split screen. One is a dark screen, one is the bubble with you in it and all the light everywhere. This version of you is creating a door in the middle. He opens the door and leaves the dark side and comes into the light and now merges with you inside the bubble. He's doing it by choice. He's breathing in the light and he is choosing to this experience. He says, this is the experience I choose. Now there's nothing else. There's nothing related to you in conjunction with darkness. We just moved you out of there. So the dark space is just no longer there. The only space that is left is this space full of light. Is the only space worth filling your body with, worth filling your thoughts with, your mind, all parts of you. We are inspired to light up your energy field, like just so bright. So was this light. And the more light you shine, it creates more light, reflective. So you shine more light and more light then comes back to you. And it's just lifting you up, up, up and away, really high. And you're just laughing even more. The light is just contaminating you with joy, laughter, hysteria, just so much, wonderful feelings, you know? You are releasing yourself from the bubble, and then you are actually skyrocketing on your own accord. This levitating version of you is coming up there and is blending with you right now. This other version. I'm allowing your soul fragment pieces to enter this part of you so you can be aligned with all the parts of you. The whispering part, the part that became the star, the part that is flying in the sky with the stars, the part that is, all these parts of you are part of your reflection that are ready to blend in with this profoundly healed version. And everybody is in oneness with the light now. All these different thoughts and emotional reflections of you are all part of the light and the healing now. And you are just continuing to go upward really fast. Everybody is a part of you. They're all there. This sort of bird reflection is there too. There's something odd about lighting a candle to mark today as day one for the first day of whole new life for yourself. There's something interesting about putting a candle in the window to honor this day. And you do this and you're smiling. You're not sleeping or slouching on this couch. You're smiling. You've lit a candle in the window and you feel reborn. You feel enlightened. You feel renewed. You feel refreshed. You feel incredible. You feel joyful. You feel like fireworks blasting all over the place. You're still skyrocketing upward. It's really impressive how high you can go without stopping, without hesitation. You're just going up so high. I don't even know where you're going to go to. All of these loving memories or feelings that have been from the stars are really gravitating towards your energy and really want to share themselves with you, share their wisdom, share their love, share their companionship, share their dreams, because your dreams are their dreams as well. And it brings them so much joy when you are experiencing so much joy as well too. That we can work together is the way they're speaking. We can work together. This thing about a blue orb has some wisdom related to this. Even you choosing to be reborn in a blue orb. They're asking, does Tin want to be reborn in a blue orb today? And I say, yeah, he does. Then let's make it so. You are coming into a heavenly space, and it is heavenly, sort of clouds. It's just white light, you know? It's just white light everywhere. And it creates kind of a cloud effect, too. In this sort of beautiful white light everywhere, and then some soft sort of fuzzy clouds type of things, you have what is a man who is just completely stretched out, just there. He made it there, and he's calming down. His whole demeanor is turning into a dark blue color. He is filling with blue light and blue energy, and he knows what to do with blue, specifically blue. He sneezes. The energy is enough that it makes him sneeze when it's just right. He's filling up with blue, and he feels like it's really interesting, but some part of his soul memory comes from blue, this dark blue color. It's part of his birthright or soul wisdom. He knows what to do when he is filled with and balanced with blue. I'm telling you, the blue is really amazing, the way it feels. I'm just seeing you in this blue. It's getting blue so bright. Your body is so blue, and it is glowing in a blue. And the glow creates an orb sphere around you. It's really wonderful. And it's invigorating. You're even able to, I mean, it's as if part of you just started inhaling the blue energy as well, and you literally just, it's almost like it gave you a whole new skin, and you just blasted out of the blue orb. And faster than I've ever seen you go in this whole thing. I mean, very fast, lightning fast, super fast. You're impressive right now. They say you are still of the blue expression. The blue heals you when you are balanced with it correctly. And when you are balanced with it, it is invigorating. It is energizing. Creates passion. It creates truth. It creates balance that you know what you are here to do, how to do it, and you are going to be successful, and you feel the truth of your success and achievement of your dreams. These others are also in alignment with this color vibration too. These are real beings. These ones are the orange man, the glowing man, and this man with the sort of two different versions. One is sort of lightning bolts without a real skin, kind of like a jellyfish or something, but as tangible. I mean, but the thicker, the human-esque version is skin, and it looks kind of like veins are throughout this really rounded head in the back. You're really happy, and you're just blasting off. You're doing all kinds of tricks in the sky, loop-de-loops, twirls, flips, all kinds of stuff. I'm just really happy to see you so happy. They want me to allow you to just enjoy yourself now. That is where I'm supposed to leave you. So, all right, Tin, that is your soul rebirth journey. That was a really beautiful experience. I think a lot of us are going to learn some things from this. There's a lot of tips and a lot of wisdom specifically related to, it's just interesting when I see parts of the mind, how they create different personas and different sort of versions of wisdom. They need to have a voice and they need to speak, and it really heals when we can get those voices out too. So I'll be curious to see how you're feeling as the days pass, okay? So I just want to thank you for this experience and your willingness to share it openly for others to learn and experience it too. And for those watching, if you would like to experience a soul rebirth journey with me, you can do so by visiting my website at abbynormalswisdomquest.com. Thank you for watching.